everyone, and welcome back to the New Breed Pod. I know. Moment of silence for the break that we took. We're very sorry, guys, but we went on a very, very well-deserving break to come back bigger and better to bring more gist and juicy topics to your screens. So today, wait, I've not introduced myself. Scratch that. I am your host for today, and my name is Oyindamola Elizabeth Shoeton, and this is the New Breed Pod. So, with me today in the studio, I have amazing, beautiful, erudite men and women. Whoever was coughing, ignore that. Anyways, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and in no particular order. You can start.
Hello, this is your brother, Ernest.
Okay, hi everyone. I am Luafem Elizabeth.
Hey everybody, Obanda Lulua Samuel Alabi.
Hi everyone, this is the erudite Lisa Akuna.
Hi everyone, this is Ose, O to the S to the E.
Hi guys, this is Alem Holder.
Hi guys, this is Kaminda Oliver.
Well, thank you guys for coming on the show today. We appreciate you and we hope you have a nice time with us today. Okay, with no further ado, well, during our break, the internet has been buzzing. A lot has been going on. We had Chivido, we had Love Conquer on. I've been waiting crazy about us. We had a lot. And amidst all the beauty of the weddings and everything, we still had gbasgbos on the internet. And we decided that let's pick some of those gbasgbos and let's talk about it on the show today. So, you can say today is a little bit of a table shaking moment. So we hope you enjoy the table shaking. And the first topic on my list is my husband used our life savings to save his mother without my knowledge. So we had a young man come on the internet to complain to us that our dear husband, used their life savings to save his dear mother, but he didn't inform her about it. So, my dear guests, what do you think about that? Do you think the man was in his right to use both their life savings, that's the most important part here, life savings. Do you think it was right for him to use their life savings to save his mother without telling his wife about it? There is silence. Please.
Well, I would say he used the life savings to save a life. For me, the kind of relationship I have with my mom is something I think I would do if I'm with my partner, And probably the man didn't let his wife know because he already knew her response. He knew what she was he knew her reaction. So he felt the best thing to do is to just go ahead with it. After then, I'll let her know. And life savings is something you can lose at any time, even without him using it to save his mom. Probably they would have lost it doing something else, or maybe a useless transaction, or they will get duped somehow. But life savings is something that goes and it can come back again. But you see, in the life of someone, especially someone you value, it's very important. No matter how old, because most people will say, "Oh, the mother is so old; she's supposed to be resting, supposed to, very soon she'll soon die," something like that. I can't think of my mom in that manner. Even if she's 90 years old, I would still want to save her, except she tells me no. Do you understand?
Does anyone have anything contrary to what Lisa just said?
There's a word that most of the time they usually say, health is wealth. So normally, life comes first for any other thing. The fact that they have used their life saving doesn't mean it's the end of the world, because as far as they are alive, they will still be working to generate any source of income for their well-being. So I think the mother's life comes first before any other thing.
Okay, but I mean, put in mind that, say, she just wasn't informed. I feel like there's a way and manner that probably it could have been communicated to the wife, that he can make her see reasons as to why he should use the money, But he didn't inform her.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like there are some factors to this thing why he didn't inform the lady. First of all, if the man is the sole breadwinner, he provides everything, and it's just him that is saving that money for the family, then he will feel entitled to use it at will at any time without even seeking the opinion of his partner.
But both of them were the ones putting the money in the account.
Then in that case, he was very wrong. Even if he's the only one putting in that money, he's still wrong, because you are trying to secure your own family. So that action was actually wrong.
Okay, from my own opinion regarding to this matter, first of all, life is involved here. We have to first of all establish that fact. Then secondly, again, not telling your partner is also wrong, which is not really normal. But if after the action, then as a wise man, you will sit her down. First of all, no defense of your error, of your mistakes. Apologize to the woman and let her know this is the reason. We don't even know if it can be an emergency issue that the doctor says now. If it's not now, it's not now. So probably he went ahead and do whatever he did. But as a wise man, this is a balance to it. Call your wife, apologize first. Don't defend. Don't say anything now, whatever. Then apologize first. After the apology, then before you start telling her that, okay, this is how it happens. This is my own stand.
Most of the time, apologies doesn't go anywhere. First of all, you need to look at what is securing that marriage. Is the woman looking at the financial security of that marriage? That one is number one. The reason why she might bring that her family business online is because the finance is what is securing her in that marriage. Not like the action the man did was wrong. It was wrong and it is right. You understand? But it is wrong and it is right. He saved a life. But even if God forbid I'm not the one, but I feel like he should have told the partner about it. Even if the partner disagree, he will still go ahead to use it or look for an alternative. But at least the partner was informed.
Because, say for example, the money now that was used to save a life, probably they were supposed to use it for maybe for the house or for the kids. And then he goes ahead to use it. Then what is left? Because if he uses everything for that, then, I mean, I feel like it's in her right to be upset at the fact that he was probably careless in a way of not informing her so that other means would have been put in place for other things, because it's life savings we're talking about here. It was not just saved in 1 week. It might have been maybe 10 years of their marriage. They've been saving that money.
That's why I said, what is securing that marriage? For the woman, what is securing the marriage? It might be the finance. When you are in a relationship, when you're in marriage, sometimes the love will come down. Then there are other things that will be securing that marriage. Finance is after love is. I would say sometimes finance replaces love.
Yeah. In as much as most people want to point out the wrongdoing of the man, or like in a couple setting now, you have to inform your partner before you do something. You guys are together, you guys have to work together and all of that stuff. We don't really know the relationship between the man's wife and his mom. We don't know what it is, because he alone knows. He might see that she doesn't really like his mother like that, and he would go behind her back to do other things for his mom. Trust me, if it was her mom, it would be a different story. I don't think she would even come online to even say anything, and the man would not even bother to say anything about it.
Because he's a man.
Okay, I wanted to ask something. When we look at the aspect of the husband taking that money without the wife notification, I believe probably when it comes to creating an account, it just depends the account, because for a joint account, they need both signatories to withdraw the money. So I don't really know if it's a home account where they do the savings that the husband can easily just take it because of the mother's situation. So
Also, let me add this. There is something this another factor that we should also look at. And the factor is, you know that in a marriage, when a man marries a woman, then that man he's closer to the family of the woman. The family of the woman is more into the marriage than the family of the man. And whenever there is something going on in the family of the woman, the wife now pushes every finger to make sure that that situation is being resolved, caring less about the man's family, where the man is coming from. I don't know if you understand me.
I mean, I get you, but
But that your statistics
Yeah.
is very wrong, actually.
I mean, it might be like a very,
I don't
very
know where
low
you get that
margin
from.
as to that, because if the two families, if there is love in there, I feel like they won't even be, oh, this one.
That's it. It's very
Is
low.
no, this is very low, right? But it happens. So that's it. That can also be a factor.
Yeah, get you. Femi, you wanted to
Yes, I
say
wanted to
something?
say something. Everybody here said the right thing. Like you're saving a life, it was for a right cause, okay? But the approach or the way you got the money was wrong. Not telling the wife. Trust for me, trust has been broken because this is something that we've worked over the years for. You might have told me I can agree. You might have told me I might disagree, and we can actually think of other options. So the major fact is him not telling the wife. It's like he's stealing from her sweat. So I would say the man was in the wrong, but for a
Good cause. Okay. Does anyone else have anything to add to that?
I saw one post, and the post, the wife has a car. He bought the car for the wife, and the man's mom was still flying the bus. So the man he was able to gather some money. He told the wife, "I want to get my mom a car." The wife said, "Change my car. Your mom likes the bus." So if that marriage now is like that, do you think the man will tell the woman what he wants to do with the money before anything? So these are the things you should also
I mean,
consider.
in that context, I have nothing to say. My hands are like totally off. Okay, let's go to the next gist that I saw. So, a woman has been married for 11 years, and in the beginning of the marriage, the man and the woman she was working, she was a 9 to 5, going to work and all of that. But upon getting married, the man told her, you know what, I'm going to put you on salary. I'll be giving you money every month and all of that. She did agree to it. But after 11 years down the line, she started getting bored at home. And she was like, I don't want to be a full housewife anymore. And the husband now is upset, like, I don't want you to work. So my question here is, should anyone agree to being a full housewife? Because it's nice to hear on the writing, but years down the line, say after having kids, if you're taking maternity leave, I feel like that's fine. That's a well-deserved leave. It's maternity leave. But after the kids have grown up, okay, your husband is giving you money every month. Fine. What do you do with your life? Because I feel like you're basically a figurehead in the house. So, I mean, like, what's your take on full housewife?
my take on full housewife. Well, full housewife is not a small work too. You're giving yourself for the family. At the same time, even some career women too, they still do their career and they still do some full housewife duties too. They still take care of the family and balancing. Now, I've been in a relationship where that year I was just in my NYS for the non-Nigerians. There is something that we do where we serve our country for a year. So, and I met this dude, and he was like, I don't want you to work. I'm still a copper. I don't want you to work. Oh, you just shamba, but Tom on me, just give birth. I'll open shop for you. You didn't even ask me what are my plans, what are my goals. That day he said that, I just got home and blocked him. I didn't even bother. That was the end of the relationship. I didn't even argue because you don't expect me. I'm not saying housewife is wrong. This thing comes down to individuality. What do you want for yourself? Now, this is somebody else's dream. I also have a friend. I remember when her dad wanted her to work to go abroad. She was fighting with her dad. Why? Because of a man, and she ended up in Nigeria. And they just opened shop. She's selling sardine. And that is what she wants, and she's happy with her life. She has given. She's in her husband house selling sardine in her shop that they open for her. It's not a problem. That is what she wants.
Can I
It gives
say
her peace.
something?
But for somebody like me, I'm getting sorry. But for somebody like me, it depends on what you want. If you know you cannot do that housewife. You can see yourself in the next 4, 5, 7 years getting bored, feeling like you're not fulfilling anything. Because at some point, I feel like I want to impact. Now, my profession, I didn't want to do it before, but when I saw myself doing it, then earning very little, but I realized that I was impacting right there, and that was how I fell in love. And even now, I've left my country and I'm still doing that same profession. That's why I came here. That's what I came here to do. That was the goal of me coming to Turkey. You understand? So, me being an housewife, for me, if any man say that, although they've said it to me, and I said no, and no is no. So if it's what she wanted, then and maybe the money was just clouded her face. Maybe she can live with it. But later she realized that she's more than just being a housewife, which it took her 11 years to realize that fact. Now she doesn't want to do. There will be a problem at the same time. But the husband should also try to understand her and get it done.
Yeah. Yes. People fail to forget that in marriage, we should also like educate ourselves on human rights, because the fact that I'm married to you does not mean I lose all my rights to humanity, like as what I'm supposed to do. And then secondly, we have women empowerment. Are you empowering women? Because this is we're empowering women everywhere. Are you empowering them to go home and just sit down? It's not possible. Every woman you empower want to do something. They want to impact, they want to touch lives, they want to be very productive and active. So you can't tell me that a woman that is very very much empowered will sit at home for 11 years, and she's been patient for that long. Definitely she's going to break at some point. Do you understand? I've had such offers before. People tell me, no, don't worry, when you get married, I don't need you to work, blah, blah, blah. I want to pay you. You get, but me, it makes me less of myself, less active, less productive. That can bring depression. That can make me suicidal at some point. You get, so I'm now losing my touch of humanity. That's what I feel. I'm not losing my own touch of humanity. So if you say you want a woman to be totally at home to cater for the family, then don't empower her at all.
Oba, you've not said anything since we started. I want you to say something on this particular topic. Okay, let me ask you like this: would you want a full housewife? Would you want to get married to a full housewife?
No, I really don't mind how much you're making, but don't just be at home. For what?
How about Holda? Sorry, can Holda also say something? Because I think she hasn't like said anything.
Okay, for this, I think it depends because maybe they said, according to the story, that was like 11 years ago, but today there are a lot of women who are full time housewives, but maybe they do content creating or that they do other things at home, but not like coming out for a 9 to 5 or something. So it just depends on maybe the kind of woman you are and the kind of understanding you have with your partner. But for the case of the lady, her saying the husband saying she wants to pay her and then she remain at home. For me, that was not okay because you don't go to school to come and sit in someone's house for the person to be paying you. So that's my own take on it. It just depends on the person and the relationship you have with your.
Because also, like for me now, for example, I find it a bit offensive when someone is saying, just sit, let me just, because it's like, I have so much in me. I have so much knowledge. I have so much skills. Just for you to sit me down and just sit on my skills, sit on my knowledge, sit on everything that makes me who I am. Because before he got married to her, she was working. I'm sure he saw that hardworking spirit and was like, ooh, but let me just.
And some of these men do it out of insecurity.
Selfishness.
I'm telling you. Yes, I agree.
Listen. I was going to mention. I was gonna make mention of that, but like you won't blame men if are being too insecure. Like you guys, honestly, generally, no offense. I really do not mean any offense. I do not mean any. I clearly do not mean any offense. Women are stupid. That is not. I don't mean that kind of stupid. You guys are very bad at making decisions. At the end of your decisions, you're always regretting, and then it's so annoying because we have to forgive you, and we don't want to do that.
And they come back to blame the men for
Do you
it.
understand?
Okay.
Do you understand? No, no offense. I really mean no
okay,
offense.
okay.
Is it be women against men? How did that happen?
No, but the thing is that's the thing. That now leads to the reason why we don't want you to be going out. That's why I've seen situations where we
Can a woman here
Yeah.
explain something to me? What do you guys mean by I just want to sit and relax without doing anything?
I just want to relax and be taken care of. Now let me explain first. If I say I want to relax and be taken care of, say at the end of a long day, I want to come home,
It's
right?
not work day, it's in marriage. I just want to sit and relax and be taken care of.
It's not in the literal. It's not a literal meaning of relaxing. It just means peace of mind. I want my husband to be there for me emotionally. I want my husband to be there for me financially. I want my husband to be there for my kids. That's also taking care of your wife. It's not just oh, I'm the husband. It doesn't end there. So if I'm saying I want to relax and be taking care of my home, it means I want my husband to be the head, be a husband. Do you understand?
I want to get the understanding you guys have about it. Okay, now, do you know that this present generation, their literal understanding about that thing that I just want to relax and be taken care of is they don't want to lift a finger.
Well, they're wrong
In
for
marriage.
that. They're wrong for that. I mean, that I don't think that even makes sense. Yeah.
So now it are some guys, the family they came from, they saw that their mom wasn't doing anything. They have that understanding that okay, this is how marriage should be in their own perspective. Some girls, they came from that family too. So when they meet a man, they are expecting that man to also treat them the way their dad treated their mom. Their mom wasn't doing anything. She was just being taken care of in the house. Provision was made for her, financial and everything. So they want to be like that. And this new generation, things are changing for us. The guys are putting in much effort. Most of the women are also putting in much effort. But some, they are just there. They are for the gram. They just want to be, when it's time for show, that's when they come out. But when it's time for work, they are inside.
I'm sorry. Oh God, I've not forgotten this thing I want to say. But anyways, I was gonna say that you were like she mentioned that insecurity aspect, and I was going to like emphasize more on it. Like insecurities, we as men, we love respect. Do you know what it means? Like, so if we're insecure about you going out to go and work, do you know what it means to come back home and hear that your wife is doing this, your wife is doing that? It brings a lot. Yes, we can move on, but it brings a lot of disrespect to our ego. So some people would just rather there's so much no, and then some people would just rather there are so many things men are afraid of. There are some of them that their sexual performance is very low, and they know that once another man catch them, they don't go with that. That's
But then I feel like that's completely subjective, and I feel like if you're thinking that, oh, I'm bad in bed, what are you doing about it? Exactly. It's not your wife's fault that or it's not even your fault that another man is better in bed than you are. It's just about what are you doing to work on that particular thing that you are lacking in. Do you understand? Because let's be honest, in the workplace, right, we know that most times, not 100% of, because nowadays even men are even suffering more sexual harassment at their workplaces. But what we've all grown up to see is the women's perspective. So, I mean, I could understand if my husband is saying, okay, maybe let me set you up so you will be your own boss, because I don't want you to have to face the things like those 9 to 5, those bosses. Say bankers now, you have to meet targets. And for you to meet those targets, sometimes they are subjected to do things that they don't even want to do. Do you understand? So I would understand if maybe a banker's husband says, babe, I want to set you up. What business do you want to do? Do you understand?
First of all, someone made mention of empowering the woman. Now, I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question. Before a man will meet a woman, who should empower that woman? Is it the man or the parents of the woman?
Parents, society.
The woman herself,
Sometimes
so
it's the
many.
husbands to empower them. Yeah.
Yes.
See, I've noticed. Okay, well.
Okay, what I wanted to say is that
Oh, sorry. Can Oliver? Sorry, let Oliver just speak.
Please, what I wanted to say is, I believe understanding the question is only 50% solving the question, because from all the answers you guys have given, you guys have expanded, but the question is, after 11 years, will you still impact the woman or not? Work. Okay. The thing is, before meeting the woman, you already knew her capacity. You guys had already had a good conversation about how you guys are going to manage your life, your family. So it means, let's just take, for example, the woman was an accountant, yes. Okay, you are the husband, you guys, you were earning a very good salary that was able to take care of you people. You know that during the old days, our parents made a good home as compared to this generation. So many things have changed. But now, if you look at the man now, the man is telling you, okay, I want you to stay at home. I have a good salary that can be able to keep you up and all the like. The woman too has accepted. Why she's accepting on the aspect that the man is financially well to do. Okay, she has decided to give up her career to be able to maintain her home, which is not bad. But now the thing is, after 11 years, she's feeling like maybe the way things are going during the beginning is not the same way things are within this current point in time. I just feel like it should just be an issue of communication. Because there are people who they don't even want their wives to even work. They just want that let their wives be at home as a good wife, take care of their kids. They have a very good salary to meet up or everything. So that's how I see it.
That one is now more like you employed a woman to do this for you, to just give birth and take care of the house. When kids are grown, you forget about her. In that sense, now we should also put it into consideration that sometimes a man and a woman, your agreement are subject to change during a long time, right? Now, in that marriage, she has finished giving birth for 11 years, and yeah, okay, and that's a good number of years to finish giving birth, right? And now she wants to she can do something, let her do so. Even if it's a couple she is contributing, at least she will feel fulfilled. Me, a woman to stay in the house, even if I have everything. No, I'm not. So I see, and it will also give, if a woman is staying at home, you are giving that man self the sense of going out, of having this opportunity to even misbehave, cheat. It's an open door. Why? Because he's having that feeling that she's at home. There's nothing's going to. She's not going anywhere. She's at home. Let me eat okra here. Let me eat egusi there. Let me eat banku there.
Until they begin to purge. Apostle wanted to say something.
Let me say something from this angle. First of all, we have to look at this from a very gentle perspective. For example, like the question you asked about full housewife, medically it's not healthy. Let's leave all these or the man, the woman, whatever. Medically, it's not healthy. When you are always on a spot, I'm not just saying you sitting down on a chair now, but within an environment you are too used to, is bad. You will start having all kinds of things going on in your body. You see, your blood pressure will start increasing, your breath, your everything. You start having some challenges. Let's come from that medical aspect. It's not good. And again,
Psychologically.
psychologically it's not good. And the way you now, that's why you see some women, they transfer aggression. Because where they are staying, it have damaged the way they reason, the way they react to things, the way they look at things, and all of that. So these things have damaged their way of thinking. So let's clear this aspect. I know you are watching this video, but listen to this very carefully. Full housewife is not hygienic. It's not hygienic medically. And again, we should also look at this perspective like it's all about you, the person, like we said, that is involved in the marriage and whatever, that want to offer himself or herself to be a full housewife or whatever, you know. It's other way around. I don't want to mention it, but it's other way around. We also have a full whatever. So that is it. Because we have a situation, of course, we have a situation where the man said, where the woman will say, "Don't worry, I will be doing everything," just because he have been lifted, but it's real, you know. But we have a situation like that. They just want to the man to just be with them, they will be at home and all of that. So that is it. And again, this is somebody that grew up having a lot of vision, saying, "I want to become this, I want to become that, I want to become that," you know. So when it come home, then I think it's wise enough to actually know what is her vision. You know, for those who want to escape through and leave this full housewife of a thing, but is wise enough to know her vision first. In as much is there to support you, we are helpmates. That's what the Bible said. We are helpmates. We are mates in helping ourselves. That's what it means. So you help my vision, I help your vision for us to grow. This is the pathway to further this. So for me, full housewife is outdated.
Okay. You wanted to say something?
Apostle, I wanted to ask something. What if the other partner, let's just say whether neither the husband or the wife, one person is incapacitated, that the person cannot do a job?
Yes, if
But that's a different thing entirely.
if there is a disability from one person, then
That's
it's understandable.
understandable.
Even these people that are disabled, you know, they also take them to park. Yeah. They push them to park. So you employ that will be happy if you are capable of doing it. You can
Yeah.
employ someone that will be helping him to start seeing the environment, touching things and all of that. Yeah. So that is love.
Thank you, Jari. All right. So this next question is, do you think DNAs should be like a necessity, like a must, before you leave the hospital? Because nowadays, it's really crazy. Like, thinking about it now gives me a headache because, one, I think it's really wicked. It's a heartless thing to do, to give a child that is not someone's own to another person. Why do you do that? Are you a devil? So, like, I feel like that's why this question came up. Do you think DNA should be a necessity? Like, before you leave the hospital like this, do it. So everybody's mind is at rest, because at this point, we cannot even trust each other. Even hospitals do mistakes. You give birth and probably they mix up your babies. Maybe in that moment where you gave birth, you know, you just maybe, you are still, maybe you did CS or you did, you know, you're not in your right sense of mind to really recognize, oh, this is my baby, you know, and then maybe there's a mix-up somewhere. It might be that case. It might not even be that there was infidelity in the marriage or something. So do you think DNAs should be a must before you leave the hospital?
Okay. Let me quickly say this medically. Now, there is a mentality that the system of this world have created us to attach to it. That's why they have gradually creating us to be attached to mental. So that's why when you lost your phone, it looks as if there is something that have died in your life. You can roll on the ground and cry because they have made your consciousness to be attached to mental. Now, there was a day a woman rushed to the hospital and they said they just gave her a number of blood pressure. And when she came, she was panicking and all of that. And said, "Calm down, relax." But God was so she's a black woman, Nigerian. So they were doing transit. They wanted to buy something in this Accra and all of that. So they just came and say, "I saw that blood pressure just went high." And I told her, "Calm down." God said to me that this one is not the result. That was just the word. Do you understand? I said, this one is not the result. Now we now check again. We now found out that the machine he used was working fine, but the BIOS is wrong. something is wrong about it. So sometimes we take drugs on something that is not there. And because of that, it triggers what was not there before. So we have to. So what am I trying? Why am I laying this foundation? I'm not saying we shouldn't do DNA when there is no maximum trust. That is one. And two, I'm saying that DNA can fail.
But what are the chances of
So the chances of DNA failing, it could be that one, if it is not done by an expert, a doctor that is expert, and two, when it is used with a poor equipment. So don't attach your life and say the DNA is no. I'm a doctor. There are some things I will not say because we are online. Do you understand? So there are some things we just write with pen. I'm telling you the truth. We write some things with pen. That one is just a secret. Do you get? So the only thing I see here is that when you marry somebody, okay, because we are Christians, so let me stay put to Christianity. If you marry somebody like this and you feel you are not sure, that's why it's good for you to build a good standard with God. So God cannot lie to you. Do you understand? I'm not talking of an average Christian now. I'm talking of genuine Christian who have built standard with God before he met his wife. When you really have a strong relationship, he can't lie with you, and he can't lie to you. And one, two, I'm not saying we should discard the area of still using the machine of DNA. That's not what I'm saying. You get? You can also apply that. But for example, under probability with what I know, for example, then how will you now find out?
Okay.
You understand?
I think Lisa wanted to.
Okay. I would say DNA should be a necessity and it shouldn't be a necessity. Two scenarios. Now, from what he said about medical mistakes that could happen in the hospitals based on apparatus and equipment, yes, it's good to have DNA tests done, right? Now, then the other part will be when the child is already grown, when we're in the marriage and the children are grown. I feel you don't trust me at that point because even me, I trust you. That's why I married you. But if you feel you don't trust me at that point, then there's something wrong. And then you go behind my back to now hold DNA tests for the children that are grown. Notwithstanding that children are gifts from God. What if we go do the DNA test and we find out that these kids are not even ours in the first place? Do you understand?
Then it's better than just finding out that it's from one person and then the other person.
Even if he finds out, it's not me, but even if he finds out that the child is not his, at that point, I'm not he has every right to express his annoyance, his anger, but at that point, I'm not expecting him to just cut off from that child. That child is already his child. Whether by blood or not. Whether by blood or not. No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I know of like a couple, they are old now. But no, the man is late actually, but the woman is so old. When they were young, they wanted a child. They looked up to God for a child, and then the child now later came. Pregnancy came at a very, you understand? So that pregnancy was a risky one for the woman. At the end of the day, she lost the child, but they had to replace a child for her in the hospital.
So those are the things
which her husband was aware, but she wasn't aware. Do you get? And now she grew up with so much love and everything, but they didn't want to tell her. It was later that she found out. But still, the child is her child. She still says, "This is my child. Nobody can claim the child." So children are gifts, whether DNA or not. Whether DNA or not, children are gifts.
If I'm to advise, if for example that there is going to be DNA, then let it be done before even the house. You understand?
That's what I'm saying. That
Yes.
at the point where the child is born, before you guys are leaving the hospital, have it done.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can do that.
But when they are grown,
Not
So
when they're-
I'm just saying probability. Do you
Yeah,
understand? Because
yeah.
you can't 100% trust machine. I'm telling you now, as a health worker, you cannot trust 100% on machine. I'm telling you the truth. Don't try it. There are some people that will come and say they prescribe this drug for them. I'll say, let's go and check again. And do you know how many times we cancel operations? That want to roll somebody in, we check again, the scan is not saying the thing.
Sometimes you just go there, you open the place, and you didn't find that thing there. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if you get.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
must be. There must be a probability of what we are doing. Do you understand? So that's why it's also good to go for quality.
There are medical errors, like you said, and from what Lisa said, I also agree with her. But first of all, when you want to travel with your family, the embassy requests for you to do a DNA test with your wife and your kids that you're traveling with. Why? Why do they request for that? And secondly, when you now find out, when you start having doubts about your child, right? That's when this trust issue comes up and you sneak behind her to go carry it out and you find out that it's not yours. But most of the men nowadays, they keep it to their heart and they blame the woman solely for it, not even conducting the same DNA for maternity tests for the woman to know if she is the mother of that child. So that they will solely blame one person. Because in the hospital, a lot of things happen, like you mentioned. A lot of things happen. So it is advisable for DNA to be carried out in the hospital. I know some people will say before she will give birth, they will do a scan to know if it's a boy or a girl. They can still switch it.
My thing is, why do the men
Yeah,
cut the
this girl,
children
this
off?
girl.
I feel like
wait.
honestly,
See.
You've been training that child.
no, I get you, babe. But the point is that trust, it's betrayal. It's like I took care of a child that
Exactly.
is not mine. I could have
you
taken care of
spent-
that child, right?
Adopted.
If I knew that, or maybe she made a mistake.
You see,
Right?
you spent your
made
life,
the woman made a
your
mistake.
time, your love,
No,
your
no,
emotion
it's
on somebody
betrayal.
that is not yours.
Nah,
that you
that's
felt like it's from your
betrayal.
love. It's not.
cheating.
I was gonna talk about this from the beginning.
Don't say I'm stupid.
No. Actually, no. What's up is that should you do DNA test? Yes, no. It depends on you. It depends on your spirit. Whatever your spirit is saying, you should follow. I'll give an example. This past relationship I had, this girl where I was sleeping one time and then I just woke up during the journey of the sleep, you understand? And I saw her searching my phone. I saw her searching my phone, insecurity. Her spirit told her to do it, right? But I'm sure that there's nothing she's gonna find. I just told her when you're done, really drop it back. You know, since that day, from that day, this girl never tried something like that again. You see it now. She didn't find anything, so she knows that there's nothing happening. So if your spirit is telling you to do, sometimes the spirit is right, very very right. And at the end of the day, you're just keeping it in your mind and you're putting panic in yourself. Just do it once and for all. Let's know.
Because for
So
me, I just feel like it's a form of assurance as well.
yes.
So that
If you are sure there's no problem.
Assurance is not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
At that point,
What
I also
the
want to
children
know.
are-
Can I-
Because at that point, I also want to know if that child is mine.
Yes.
That the nurses
So-
will not do mistake
and
and
then-
go and carry on that woman's child for me, and
If
I
I-
take the child home, start loving the child,
If I-
and then I find out that child
What
is
if
not
you now
mine.
do DNA? You don't find out that all the children are yours, and I find out that you did DNA behind my back. I'll be
No,
so
the
mad.
question is at
I won't.
birth.
I won't.
At
I won't.
birth, not
No. Okay, yeah, that's the
at
thing.
birth.
That's the thing. Okay, that's the question. But inside the question, inside the questions there are what if, and we allow it. I was going to say what she said. Like, if I know that I'm not guilty of anything, and I'm pretty sure that I'm doing the right thing, do what you want to do. Come back to me and share. And I'll remind you that I'm your husband. Say
My encouragement to us is that when you give birth, if you are not sure, do DNA
Do
test.
it.
And I will say again, repeatedly, that make sure you are in a qualified place doing this DNA. So when you give birth, you can do your DNA.
Do you know how many guys unwanted pregnancy has been wrapped around their neck with to trap them down?
That kids are not that they are not even there
Yes.
to start with.
Do you know how many guys are suffering from that? Before the issue of DNA now came up, and it was like a plague was released. So everybody now start doing DNA to check if this person is, and at the end of the day, they find out that it's not theirs. Do you also know that even if it was in the 80s, our parents' era, when the man died now, You now see this family will not come. Say the man has this thing here, oh, has this one here, and the wife is not aware. Probably those people might not be his children. But they will just come in to take from what the man has built. You understand?
There's
it
a
is-
culture. There's a culture that when a man marries a woman and then he dies, and the woman doesn't give birth, she will now go out and marry a woman on behalf of her husband. She will marry. Yes, it's done in a part of Igbo culture. She will now go and marry the woman. Then another man will sleep with the woman, and the woman will give birth to children in her husband's name. Is done. So in those days, there are so many practices that
Please,
was
we
done.
tribe is that one? Let's
In
take
Igbo,
it.
yes.
I want to see Mama G,
Yes,
Mama G.
yes. So now the children, they are not of the blood of that person, but now they are in that compound as that person, that lineage.
That's
It's
some
happening.
messed up
So
stuff.
DNA, whether DNA or no DNA, yes.
Wow,
it's not
that's
messed
really-
up. Go and check your own tradition. Possibly it's inside it. I'm serious.
Do you know that?
I'm
do you know
serious.
that?
To be honest,
See, do you know that in Edo State, some tribe in Edo State, right? How they always know that this child is ours. If the woman goes out to cheat, the children will start feeling sick,
yes.
and then probably maybe she's not agreeing that she's doing it. One will die, second one will die until she not agrees that yes, she is cheating. Oh.
So that's another cultural wise
Yes.
doing DNA.
and again,
Cultural
and
DNA,
again,
guys.
Nothing happens.
this is what happened again.
Cultural
And again,
DNA.
when
It's some part of Edo
when-
State. I know.
when the husband is aware and he didn't address the issue,
The baby will resurrect.
not even the baby resurrect, the thing will also catch up with the husband. You see the husband start drying up. Do you understand? So all of these things we are saying now, they are actually DNA
In cultural.
in cultural way. Do you understand? But we are just doing our modern way of writing and all of that. What is okay? Who that machine we are even using?
Who made it?
Who made it?
Human
I
being.
don't understand it.
A group of qualified scientists
I just
These
that
are
brought about this.
these are
There's
language.
still another part of the Igbo culture that if a girl is in her father's house and she gets pregnant, and the guy that impregnated
Yes, I
her
know
doesn't
that.
come to claim her or pay
The
anything
child
on her
will be
head,
from
that
father.
child belongs to her father.
Father,
That
yes,
child will
I know
answer her
that.
father's name.
Name.
So now, to show you that DNA is not really that important, children are the ones that are important. They are gifts.
DNA
They are
is
gifts.
important.
They are gifts.
DNA is
Children are
important.
gifts.
Let's hold
Anywhere they are.
guys, let's hold on say something and then we round up because our time is fast spent. So hold on, please say something and then I can
From
round
what
up.
Lisa said before, that DNA it should be a case of necessity, like not like an obligation, because we have all been looking at it from an angle of infidelity, but it can still be from a case of like the husband and wife decide that no, we should take a DNA of this. It's just like trust. It doesn't mean that they have any problems or they can agree on it that we should do a DNA, or maybe because of the hospital they were at or something like that. So it shouldn't always be of someone is cheating on me and someone a year before you do a DNA test. Yes.
I wanted to just add something. Just a
You
little
have
bit.
2 seconds.
Okay, let's just take for example. When people are getting married, they usually go and do their blood test to do the blood group. So also doing a DNA test too is still the same thing. It's very, very important. So you know the so that just
Our forefathers didn't do blood group.
Of the child.
With no
Our
further
forefathers
ado,
never did
I
blood group.
close this show in the name of God the Father,
Amen.
and in the name of God the Son,
You
and
brought
in the
it
name
up.
of God the Holy Spirit. Guys, this was a fun one. I had fun. They had fun. I'm sure. Oh my God, if we leave ourselves, we'll be here 1 hour, 2 hours, and we won't leave here. But we had to round up, and I hope that you guys had a nice time. Please do well to like, share, comment, and hit that notification bell. So every time that we drop a new video, you'll be the first ones to be informed. So
Bye.
it's
see us next
surprise.
Subscribe.